All right, tournament today is Alvin Hines, who fights Jhonata Diniz at UFC 317. That's this Saturday, June 28th. So, Alvin, I got to start here. 2 fights ago, you and me were chatting, and you said you had an itching for a head kick. It's one of my favorite quotes that anybody has ever given me on this show. Then 2 fights later, Billy Ray Valdez gets to taste that head kick. Was it as good as what you were dreaming of?
Actually, man, it was just a little better, and I'm still heavily addicted to him now. I'm pretty sure it made it worse, man.
Well, I like that. Now, obviously, we're talking about your LFA victory. It was an incredible knockout win. And following that fight, I have to assume, you're 7-0, bunch of finishes. What were you expecting next? Were you expecting the LFA title shot? Were you expecting contender series? Like, what were you kind of hoping for next?
I thought it was honestly, I thought it was going to be the contender series, and then some stuff happened, and one thing led to another, and here we are. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know the whole process, but that's what I was thinking was going to happen, and then boom, here we are, baby. Short notice fight. Let's go.
And so, thinking contender series mentally and, knowing that shows up late August, early September, were you jumping right into like training camp training? I know you guys train hard, 24/7, 365, but were you already sort of thinking like, let's get a training camp going anyway?
Yeah, well, I was told to just stay in shape for a short notice fight, and man, I'm glad that I did. I was down in we were training, and then I went down to Arizona and was training at Ultimate Combat and some other gyms down there. And just I'm glad that I did. Was training hard, and man, it just all fell in perfectly. I was in shape when they called, and let's go.
Yeah, well, give me a little taste of the call too, because right, is it maybe management calling you or whatnot? Give me your emotions that go through your head with all of these years of long work finally paying off with the big call.
Bro, it's still setting in. Like, out my window, I can see like they're like putting up all the faces and stuff on the mobile arena, and it's still setting in. Like, oh man, dude, I'm a part of that. Like, because like a small town of northern Minnesota, bro. Like the whole town and the neighborhood, everyone's gonna watch it. Like, how in Texas they like shut the town down for football games and stuff. Dude, they're like doing that for little old me for throwing down, man, and that it's still all setting in little by little, and it's a little bit stressful. I just want to get in there and I want to fight him. Uh, but man, like I said, yeah, it's still setting in, and it's a lot, and it just I thank God all the time, man. Can't you people got to count their blessings because I know he was a huge part of me getting here. The hard work and stuff, a lot of people do that. It's man, I'm really happy to be here. It's a lot setting in still.
I love it. Well, you're saying a lot of setting in still because it is pretty short notice. Now, I know to the public it got announced, maybe a week ago or so. How many days did you have notice? Because I know sometimes the fighters know a little earlier.
Just well, like 4 days probably prior. And
Oh,
yeah, there was a lot of people messaging me. They're like, "Hey," and I'm like, "You guys, I don't know what to tell you, man. I will tell you as soon as I can." And then quite a few. There was like just one day. It was like within 2 minutes. I even had one guy message me and said, "I know your secret, and I'm posting it." And I'm like, "Wow, all right." But yeah, like 4.5 days before it was pushed out there.
how difficult is it for you to keep that secret? Are there anybody in the inner circle who got to know? I mean, I'm sure Thomas got to know, right? Peterson got to know, maybe
Oh,
some of the other trading partners. Who got to know and who didn't?
I think those guys knew before I did, and then obviously my close training partners and my family and stuff like that, and it was really hard, man. It was, but then again, I was still like, well, because I didn't have all my medicals in and stuff like that, so years of abusing the hell out of me. You never know. You never know. And then they're like, oh, you gotta be able to see so good with all your glasses on. I'm like, oh no. But I passed that too. So what's up?
I love it. I love it. Now, so, obviously you've only known for like a week and a half. So what does the training camp look like? You said you were not even in town. Did you rush back to Minnesota? Did you try to put a couple of sessions in there? Like what does it look like for you in this whirlwind?
Yeah, no, so I was down with at Hobby's gym in Arizona there, Ultimate Combat, finishing up Waldo's fight camp before his last fight, and we were, training hard and getting it in down there, and then I drove back and got the call right when I was coming back. So, and I needed to be by my primary doctor to get all that stuff in. So I was in Duluth, but between me and Tat and Jared Zelka at JZ Kickboxing and Superior Jiu Jitsu, I got a lot of good training in and just narrowing in on the game plan on what we're gonna push at this guy. So it's going good. And now we're down here, and today's check-in, and we'll get assigned a training room and just stay loose during fight week and recover.
I love it. Now I got to ask you because I knew you were part of Waldo Cortez Acosta's training camp. How big is that for you in a fight with Jhonata Diniz? Being that Waldo likes to let his hands go, is more of a stand-up fighter. He probably was leaning on you to stop the takedowns as well, being that he was fighting Spivak. Is that a big sort of help when you're fighting a guy of this style?
Every time I'm down there, I learn a bunch of new stuff, and it's a very helpful gym. I'll be visiting down there quite a bit more. And yeah, we were working on taking him down, and he was fighting back. So it ended up, like I said, everything played in so great. And the gym, the basement boys, it's a heavy wrestling gym there. Got some of the best wrestlers in the world down in there. So, I mean, I just lucked out. I couldn't have got a better matchup, to tell you the truth. It just everything played out great, man. Very good.
When I was going to ask you about that too, they call you short notice. I mean, you're accepted a fight against whoever they're putting you in there with, right? But when they come to you with the name Jhonata Diniz, a Brazilian kickboxer who had a little bit of trouble with his wrestling last time out, what is your first thoughts on that?
I don't know, man. Because I wrestled through high school, and after that, I did. I didn't like go off to college. I wasn't three-time state champ in high school, nothing like that. So, but like I told other people, I'm above average on wrestling. I'm above average on striking. I'm above average in jiu-jitsu. This is mixed martial arts. This ain't just kickboxing, man. I'm an all-around kind of guy, so he's gonna have a bad night.
I love that. I love that. Now, before I get the prediction, because that's where I like to end things, I got to ask you about the construction of your corner. Is Thomas able to come out to Vegas with you? Is he in your corner this weekend? What's your corner look like for this one?
Actually, this corner is Caleb Truax, Tat Romero, and Billy Simon.
Nice. Okay, good. Good crew out there too in Vegas. So, that leads me perfectly to the last one. Then you said you're a little bit good at everything. It's a mixed martial arts fight. You're ready to put this together. Give me the official prediction. How's this one end?
Second round.
Anything in particular? Just second round.
Second round submission.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. This has been Alvin Hines, who fights Jhonata Diniz, UFC 317 this Saturday. Once again, June 28th. Alvin, thank you so much for the time, man. Always appreciate it.
Let's go.